새해 복 많이 받으세요. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you, my colleague, Minister Peter Kent. Thank you to the management of the Galleria Supermarket, a great institution in the Korean community. And thank you to all of the community leaders and respected elders for joining us here. What do you think of my Hanbo?
Yes, you're looking good.
All right.
Yes, great.
I have to admit, they tricked me. They said Consul General and Minister Kent would also be wearing hanbo, and they're not. Consul General has a lovely Hermes tie on instead. But I put on this hanbo just as a sign of my esteem and respect for the ancient and very beautiful Korean culture, which has a growing presence here in Canada. This has been a remarkable year for Canada-Korea relations. With the visit of the President of the Republic of Korea to Toronto. And I was pleased to greet him along with Consul General at the Korean War Veterans Memorial in Brampton. And Prime Minister Harper, of course, was pleased to co-chair the G20 summit here in Toronto with him. And in turn, Prime Minister Harper paid his second visit to Korea in 1 year. That's after having gone for, I think, almost 20 years without a Canadian head of government visiting South Korea. He, as you know, went to the tomb of Reverend John Schofield, who was one of the most important men in the modern history of Korea, a proud Canadian. He went to the demilitarized zone and saw firsthand the vestiges of the Peninsular War. He was the first Canadian Prime Minister to speak to the Korean Parliament, and together with the Korean government celebrated the Open Skies Agreement that has increased air traffic and lower prices and more choices for your families, friends and relatives hoping to visit Canada. And of course, continue to pursue the hope that we can at some point find our way to a free trade agreement that will increase prosperity in both Canada and Korea. It was an important year because we together celebrated the 60th year of the hostilities in the Korean War, in which over 650 brave Canadian troops gave their lives in defense of Korean democracy. And that is the real foundation of an amazing relationship. And so we're so proud of everything the community has achieved. And I simply want to come to you on behalf of all of my colleagues, particularly Prime Minister Stephen Harper, on behalf of our government, to wish all members of the Canadian-Korean community a very peaceful celebration of the Lunar New Year, the Korean New Year, the year of the rabbit. I was born in the year of the monkey, so I'm somewhat energetic and mischievous. The year of the rabbit is a year when we go fast. Koreans go fast because they are hardworking, and this is a year where we will build on our economic growth here in Canada, thanks in part to the tremendous entrepreneurship of the Korean Canadian community. So, to all of the community leaders, Your Excellency, thank you to the government of Korea for all that we've done to bring Canada-Korea relations up to an unprecedented level of cooperation and friendship. And thank you to all community leaders for all that you do every day to serve the Canadian community. 감사합니다. 새해 복 많이 받으세요.